Just what I needed. Time to make some... Wait a minute. You awake? I thought you were dead. I guess I'm not alone now, huh? What are you staring at? You got a problem with me? Oh yeah. The eyes. Yeah, my eyes glow red. That ain't a problem to you, is it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Good. Oh, what the hell are you doing here? You're not one of the Cabal, are you? Nah, I thought not. You don't look ugly enough to be one of them. You don't seem crazy enough to try and take me on. Camp at my campfire as well and have a nap. Well, I guess it has been a while since I've spoken to someone. What's your name? I see. The name's Caleb. You want to know how I got here? Simple. Shot my way through and arrived here. Wanted to take a break. Do I look like I'm lying? Good answer. Well, if you're not going anywhere and you're not scared enough to run... Well, if you're not going anywhere and you're not scared enough to run like a smart person would, might as well just camp here then, huh? No skin of my dusted bones. Seriously though, what made you think sitting by a campfire would be a wise idea? Understandable, I guess. Haven't you been hearing the news? All the crazed gunmen running around. Not as crazy as me. But seriously, all the crazed gunmen and going around causing havoc and mayhem wherever they go. Yeah, the Cabal. Religious nutcases. Bad people. How do I know? Tell you what, since you're gonna be here for a bit of a while, how about I tell you a scary story? Yeah, that sounds like something you want to hear. Alright. I'll have to warn you, it's a long story. Let's start at the beginning. There was a gunslinger, cowboy, not from these parts, mind you. Wouldn't take dirt or spit from no one. Anyone who crossed him would be meeting the barrel of his revolver. Yeah. One tough guy, and a handsome one as well. So, he met this girl, beautiful dame, Ophelia. They ended up getting tied up with the wrong crowd. Bad people. Yeah, you guessed it. The Cabal themselves. They rose through the ranks. A lot of shooting. Hell of a lot of killing. You should have seen the mess they made. Anytime they'd roll by some poor and suspecting losers, they'd always leave the place messy, like a bag full of Kool-Aid just went kaboom. Things took a sour turn for them. Real sour. See, they all did this for a dark god. The one that binds. He's not around no more. They used to say that if you said his name, you'd go mad and die a most painful death. Ugly god named Chernabog. Yeah. Promised his followers, his elites, grand prizes, far more valuable than gold, great power, all because he had one goal of his own, to enslave the earth. That's why all the Cabal followers went on their killing sprees. So much death, all to appease him. You know what? The gunslinger and his beautiful girl climbed through the ranks, earned his trust. And just when things looked like they couldn't get better, these chosen, as they're called, they were cast down, disavowed each and every one of them. They took his love, took his friends, and then took his life. Was told to consider Chernobog's affections in a hollow grave. Cat's out of the bag. Yeah, that was me. That gunslinger in the story is me, and that was my girl that he took away, my love. So, after a couple of decades, having one hell of a dirt nap, there was something inside me that started screaming, no more. And I lived again. Yeah, that's why I got the red eyes. Besides, being a member of the Cabal's chosen makes you one pretty tough guy. All that power, the souls, and all the blood we drank. Oh, it made us into powerful, powerful beings. Yeah, I said I drank blood. You got a problem with that? Good. Have you ever tried blood before? Really? You should try it out. Sweet like Kool-Aid. Now, where was I? So I pulled myself out of this tomb they locked me up in, pulled the coffin lid off, jumped out of the sarcophagus, found myself outside a funeral home. And you never guess who was there, robbing the graves, causing a mess. Yeah, the Cabal. Completely mad, bloodthirsty, dressed up in their sermenting robes, wielding shotguns and Tommy guns, all sorts of deadly weapons. Nothing unfamiliar to me, mind you. I taught them a lesson. Kicked down the door of that funeral home and said, "Open for business." You can imagine I left one hell of a mess. Made my way through a broken hole in the wall, headed down the train tracks to the train station. And what do you know? More Cabal. Yeah, I thought I'd left a big mess, but you should have seen that passengers on one of the separated train carts, fresh victims for the ever-growing army of the undead. A beautiful sight, I'm sure. Well, maybe not for you. Still, didn't stop me from breaking my way through. More of these lunatics. Zombies as well. Nasty little rats. Blood-sucking bats. So found myself eventually on a train out of that place, off to some place called Greentown. But I knew it wasn't safe. Guess who was on the train with me? No, it was your distant relatives. You're right, kiddo, you're right. More Cabal. Surely you don't want to know the rest now, do you? Nah, I've said too much. All right then, I'll continue, just 'cause I like winding you up. Anyway, marched my way up and down the train, telling them to get off my train. Some of them flying at the windows. They were lucky enough to meet the business end of my shotgun. But I saved a few surprises for the ones who wanted to see some fireworks, if you catch my drift. Oh, and there were plenty of fireworks for them. You'd be surprised what a bundle of TNT can do to a guy. Turn him inside out, like a beautiful painting. Does that make me an artist? I had to stop the train, overload the engines, crash it to wherever. Take a guess where this train crashed into. You know where close do you give up? Yeah, I'll tell you. Carnival. I'm telling you the truth, you know. Crashed into a carnival, little circus. And one hell of a circus it was. I remember climbing out to the wreckage, dusting myself off, seeing that sign, and I thought, wow, this promises to be fun. Made my way inside, and didn't need a ticket. That would happen with me arriving without giving my ticket in. You should have seen what they had in that place. The zombie head football. That was my favorite. Yeah, zombie head football. You ever tried that? Seriously? Oh, you haven't lived until you tried kicking around the head of some poor goon. Won myself a Cupid doll that day. What else was there? Target practice. Got myself a lovely prize from that. Tasted better than Kool-Aid. Took a ride on the happy-go-pukey till the gargoyles with their pointed claws and sharpened teeth started to ruin the fun. Did a bit of a tight walk. Grabbed a key above a pit of snakes. Nah, no one else was there to watch. I killed them all first. Nothing but them robed lunatics. Thought I'd stop by and feed the fishes. Ugly fishes. Far too big. Fed them a few sticks of dynamite. Even took a detour to the House of Horrors. Oh, this wonderful little water ride. The walls looked like flesh. The water was blood. Couldn't tell a corpse from just a decorative. Either way, made my way in there. Over the lips and through the gums. Look out, tummy, here I come. When I popped out the other end, made my way to a monastery. I could hear the voice of the one that binds chanting me along. Heard him spouting this familiar chant. Made my way through, slaying more zombies and gargoyles. So inside this dark temple, I heard him telling me I knew what to do when the time comes. He set up a little puzzle for me. 2 doors lead to certain death, he said into my ear. Choose wisely. As if I hadn't had enough of the traps in that place, I had to choose a door to get out. Lucky me, I was smart enough to get out there in one piece. Got further and further in that dark, decrepit place. Went for a swim more times than you can count. Counted more of those Cabal sons of... You still listening, right? Good. want you to miss out on this juicy story I got. You should be thankful I'm telling you all this. So I got up there, climbing more and more stairs and ramps, all the way through that ugly place, till I found myself at a altar. My blood turned cold when I saw who was on that altar. It was Ophelia, crucified and left to bleed out. I was angry. I knew from behind me, Shio, the stone gargoyle, king of all gargoyles, he was waiting for me, wanted to take me out personally. One of Chernobog's lesser lieutenants. Real ugly boy. Told him to show himself. Screamed at him, show yourself. And that was when I was real mad. I was real angry. Luckily, I brought all sorts of fun toys to play with him with. Do you know what a napalm launcher is? Well, just think of it as a personal hand cannon that spews red-hot balls of lava and fire into their face. But he couldn't keep it up for long. Eventually, I cracked that outer rock skin. And down he went. So I went to Ophelia. I gave her a proper goodbye. Cremated her remains. She was too beautiful for this world. Too beautiful for this ugly cult. We should have known better. Maybe someday I'll meet her again. As for Shio, I thought I'd end things for good with him. Just to make sure he wouldn't be coming back for round 2. I got my trusty boomstick, stuck it in his ugly mug, pulled that trigger. And that's all she wrote. Yeah, there's more to the story, but I'm bored of talking about this. Hey, I don't care if I leave you hanging. You want me to leave you hanging another way? Look, tell you what. Maybe you should get some rest. You're getting tired. I'm not going to be sticking around here for long anyway. I gotta admit, you haven't been bad company. If I see you again, maybe I might tell you more of the story. Sure. Get yourself comfy, rest up. Just thinking about Ophelia and talking about her. It's not put me in a talking mood anymore. Nighty-night then. Don't let the zombies bite.